The recording is in progress. Hi,
Hi. How's it going?
I'm cute. How are you?
I'm adorable, but
True, true.
we're both always in this state. Tim, what kind of underwear do you wear?
I wear what do I wear? God. It's like I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. It's the kind with like the expensive cotton.
The kind of
Like
expensive, like the Modell kind of cotton, or
yeah, it's got Model cotton in it, and like it comes with like I have a subscription to something that gives me some weird underwear. Anyway, like it's cute. Like sometimes I have like "Get Your Life" on there, or like
Mhm.
strawberries or something like that.
Pineapples. Sure.
Yeah.
What what style are they?
So the ones that I have for work are long boxer briefs, and then
Hmm.
the other ones are like trunks.
Trunks. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had like work underwear.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because like if when you're fat, like your thighs rub together, and it
hmm.
doesn't feel good while you're doing it all day. So I like to
Sure.
have longer boxer briefs to have that. And plus,
Gotcha.
I don't like to have like wax. The job that I have, it requires that I have paraffin wax all the time. No, I'm not a nail tech. But I get wax everywhere. I get it like in my hair. I get it
Oh,
all over the place.
gotcha.
And so I have scrubs and I have like specific like socks and underwear.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
And
I
it feels
coach.
sexy to like match. So
Say again.
it feels sexy to match
Oh
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay. I've been changing up my game recently. So
Okay, do tell.
I've been mostly like for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been mostly a briefs person.
Mm.
So I like my security. I like the idea that it pretends to give me a butt that I don't have, because it's just like shaped in the back. We got to do what we got to do. And
Yeah,
so,
pretty
so,
pops.
so
I don't know
that's
that life.
that's where I've been living, right?
Mhm.
And then I got what's the word? Advertised to on the grams,
Yes.
um, and saw some trunks
Hmm.
that I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna change it up and get me some trunks. And it was like that cotton model kind of like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What
very
is
very
it
good.
called?
Well, so
What is like the brand?
the brand I have is called like David Archer or something.
Oh
It's like a
no,
specific
that's
thing.
giving a whole nother vibe.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But but I got them. I was like, I like these, and so like I've kind of like transitioned to the trunk situation. But
Yes.
here's where it's going to get a little risque, and listeners, deal with it. So I have started dabbling with jock straps.
Yes, I also have jock straps that I wear.
Okay. I have never. Okay, so it happened again. I got advertised to you. It was a Fenty situation where Rihanna was like, "Look what I got for you gays," and
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, this is cute." And so I got it kind of as like a not joke, because I was like, I don't know when I'd
But just
wear
like a
these.
query.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, "Yo, I'll
what
be
does
like,
this
look,
look like on me?
yeah." And
Do you love it?
kind of love it. Kind of love it.
Yes! Don't you love that your ass is all the way out?
It's
Like it just feels.
it's just freeing, and
Don't you just
um
feel so like I don't know, like exposed in like a sparkly way?
yes, yes, in a sparkly kind of way.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been enjoying that. But I'm mostly like I haven't done it very often, and I've had it for like a few months now.
Mhm.
But last night we went out. We went to go axe throwing, because
Mhm.
as a bisexual, sometimes I have to do straight things. It's just the way it happens.
I don't even
But
think axe throwing is straight at this point anymore. I think the queers have taken it.
oh, okay, thank you. All right, well,
I
I'll
think
have to
we're
figure out
now
another. I'll have to
We're
figure out
all
another,
half Paul Bunyan, so
yes, I'll have to figure out another straight activity to do that since the gays have taken it over.
roller skate.
But but I was rocking it last night at axe throwing, and it was so hot in the axe throwing like space.
Oh, did you
that
wear khaki?
I did. I did.
No.
So, well, no. So what I feared is what you were laughing about. That didn't that ultimately didn't happen. Thank goodness. But it was like halfway through the night when like my shirt, which is gray, is like got these little sweaty patches everywhere, and I'm sitting like, oh my gosh. And then I recognize, I'm like, my whole ass is out right now in theory.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I obviously can't see my butt, and I'm like, oh gosh, what is like? Is there anything like I don't want to imagine happening back there? No one said anything, and so as we're leaving, I told Al, I was like, I've been rocking a jock, and I've been scared all night. He's like, oh my god,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm glad nothing happened. I'm now aware of like, well, you could do that, but maybe don't wear this or that.
You should have told me earlier. I would have given you the 411 because it happened to me.
Oh, okay.
I did it on purpose because I was going to a specific I was going to a place where like
everybody's wearing jocks.
Everybody was wearing jocks, and like to know that I would be wearing a jock would be surprising to these people.
Oh, so, okay.
Like once it got hot and sweaty, and like I was wearing white shorts, and they were like, "Bitch, I see your whole entire ass," and I was like, "Sure it is." And I'm like, "It is what it is." I was like, "You're welcome." And I went home that night with somebody, but like it was.
Yay! Okay, yeah. Tim, we'll edit this out if you want to, but I recently got to see your whole ass. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, like I immediately knew you were going to talk about this on the podcast, and I was thinking, I was like, no, don't edit it out. It's fine.
Okay.
So I just want to let everybody know that my ass is out most of the time for consumption, and you're welcome. So you got to see the Mona Lisa.
I
smile.
did. No.
You better be glad you didn't see the other pictures.
Chef's kiss.
Maybe like twice, the rows twice above. And I tried to stop it, but it just
you did. No, it was accidental ass, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
I actually was telling my friend about this the other day that I don't have a PG like phone, so like your kid cannot look at my phone.
No.
And she was like, "Oh, it's fine." Like I'm like, "No. Your kids are smart. They will go to any app and look around, and I'm sure they'll go to the exact pictures I do not need them to go to, because they're not only me, but there are loads of other people that cannot be shown in public that may or may not be inside of my phone."
Yeah. I'm normally a never nude when it comes to like my stuff on my phone. Like I'm just so nervous. I'm very nervous about that stuff in general. However, through my current like health journey, I am taking photos, like progression photos and things like that.
Shout out to your Instagram.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
But I'm taking photos, and there are lots of outtakes on there that don't make it to the gram, right?
Yeah.
And I was definitely getting my hair cut, by the way, sneak peek. We're going to be talking about hair today. But I was going to get my hair cut, and I had my phone up to show her like the hairstyles I wanted. Ooh. And I had saved like the two at the back end.
You always do those in the favorites.
I need to create a hair folder.
Yeah.
Because I almost like swiped to the left, and she got more than she bargained for it. And luckily, again, that didn't happen. But like I went, this one right here. And so
but still, like now how the iPhone has it is like the pictures are at the bottom now.
Yeah, you see the preview. Yeah,
you still see the preview, and I'm like, girl, this is highly like it would be embarrassing if like I didn't have such a great ass, but like
that's where I wanted to get to, which is you got a cute butt. So good for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
After 13 years of friendship, I can't believe I hadn't seen it before, but
I mean,
good for you.
you know, you are now in the elite group. So,
VIP status, VIB status, baby. Very important. But well, Tim, are you ready to talk a little about hair?
yeah, and we're not talking about hair down there. We're talking about hair on your head. Um, we're not talking about penis.
You want to kick us off?
Of course. Hi, I'm Tim
And I'm Bear, and this is Cub
and Chub.
Hair Penis. Yay!
Yes, shave your balls.
Keep it tidy, people.
I mean, as long as there's no odor, I don't care. Lumi.
Yeah.
Hi, we're back.
Back, everybody.
Today we're talking about hair and our journeys and
Mhm.
what's been going on with said toppage of our scalps. Uh, and with that, Bear, can you tell us a little bit about your hair journey?
Yeah. So I have always been obsessed with my hair as an extension of myself,
Hmm.
which I don't think is like very far off from a lot of people's idea of their hair.
Yeah.
But I just remember, like, as a kid, my dad had a crew cut, like,
Mhm.
because he was in the military and it was just like his hairstyle he had for a while. But I said crew cut, but it's like he had like a flat top at one point, and
Oh.
I would also rock a flat top because I was like 5 or 6 and trying to be like my dad. So I'd have like these like flat, like boom, and I remember them taking the like just getting a straight plateau. It was the best. So much mousse, so much mousse. Um, so I loved that, and I loved the exercise of like going to the barber. I had the same barber until I was like 13. Shout
Oh,
out to, oh, I don't remember his name, Bill, Mike,
oh my
somebody.
God. Insert white man's name.
Yeah, I think he's gone. But he like
Oh,
he,
best.
I think he moved to Florida,
Oh, okay.
and then but he was also very old at that point too. So
Oh, well,
he
rest where
Bill,
you are.
I think it was a Bill. But I love the exercise of him, like the tingling on the sides and like shaving. I was like, just loved it. I like how I felt new. You
Hmm.
get a fresh cut and you just feel like a new person, and you're like, even at
Yeah.
6, I was like, I'm killing it. Um, and and then and then what? I don't remember what inspired me to get the rat tail, but
Mhm.
at the age of 6 or 7,
I'm
I
gonna say
asked,
MTV.
maybe something. I must have seen it somewhere, but I had asked him to like leave a little bit of hair in the back,
Mm.
and it grew like to my mid back. I had a very long rat tail
That's so
for
cool.
something from like 7 to 13. Like,
I love it.
and it was like, it was also one of those things where like it was a point of connection for me and my sisters, because
Mhm.
like Jessica would like braid it, or
Oh.
play with it, or they would take like washable markers and like do colors on it. Like you do like a blue and an orange, and then like
Yeah.
it was, I don't know. I loved that thing for a long time, and then as a joke, I shaved it off and gave it to my bald uncle and told him that he could make a toupee out of it.
Wow.
Um, that was fun at that family reunion. My dad liked that. Um,
I'm sure you did.
sure did. And then oh my gosh, everything's coming back. So then in like 4th grade, a friend of ours at school got cancer, and she was going through chemo, and me and another girl in class, Missy, we shaved our heads and
Mhm.
like had like this thing with her, while she was going through chemo. So like I buzzed my hair, and I don't know, I just had the idea of hair as expression, hair as changing, hair as making a statement. This
Mhm.
has always been, I've always really I've always really loved that. I dyed my hair every other week in like middle school. Like it was bleach blonde, it was jet black, it was yeah. I just my mom
Wow.
hated it. Uh, so yeah, and as I get older, like I still like I don't get it cut as often, but like I still love the process, and even when they fuck it up, um,
Back it up, back it up.
back it up, back it up. So yeah, I've always loved the process of styling and doing something with my hair and um, seeing people's reactions, and yeah, I don't know, I just really kind of loved it. What about you?
Yes. Well, as a child, my mother and father and community were very, this is what a man does and this is what a woman does.
Mm-hmm.
And men had shortcuts.
Yep.
So I had a shortcut up until uh, maybe I was like 19. Like,
Yeah.
because my mom was like, when I would ask her about it, she was like, "Well, I don't know what to do with your hair, and since you don't know what to do with your hair, this is what we're gonna do until you can figure it out."
Yeah.
Um, but I think that was more along the lines of like, this is how you operate in the world as a man,
Mm-hmm.
and unbeknownst to her, I was not uh, needing that knowledge.
Yeah.
So I went to the barber every 2 weeks and got
Mm.
a close fade every single time. Uh, I hated the barber. I spent at least 3 hours. We had when I was very little, maybe up until like 7. We went to this place on Fed Street, and if you know where I'm from, you know where Fed Street is. It's not a very pretty street.
Mm.
Um, but I would go to shout out to Barbara. She might be dead. She had a little hand.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
one hand was much, much smaller than the other.
Like
I guess I should
underdeveloped?
call it a dwarfed hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
something happened. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, but as a child, those things kind of freak you out. And
Mm.
she would use that hand on my head to steady me. And that is
Gotcha.
something I didn't like. So I
Mm.
had to endure that for the first 7 years of my life.
Yeah.
Then we went to Danville, and I want to say, I want to say the dude's name was Adams, with an S. But if it wasn't, forgive me, whatever. We'll never see each other again. Um, but it was just a close fade every time, and I hated the barber because it was just a bunch of dudes sitting there talking about a life that I would never live,
Yeah.
and it was not something that I wanted to spend 3 hours on a Saturday to do.
Yeah.
Every other Saturday, but nonetheless, I had to do it. When I got into college, that's when I was like, I don't have to go get haircuts. I wonder if I can grow my hair. So I started growing my hair out. Quickly found out that if I'm gonna grow my hair out, I need to wash it, take care of it, do whatever because it gets itchy and
Mm.
weird. Um, so I had like a good year or two of just like finding different products and what worked for me and like what really moisturized my hair and everything. And I would go back home and my mom would be like, "You have such pretty hair." And I would and I would be like, "Well, I never would have known." And that's the one and only time I would be smart with my mother.
Ah.
But she was just like, "Oh my goodness, your hair is so nice," to the point where she herself started to go natural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so
For the unaware, what does going natural mean in the Black community with hair?
It means to have your hair grow the way that it naturally comes out of your head without tampering, making it straighter or more,
Mm-hmm.
less curly in any way.
Gotcha. So you're not treating it or putting any other chemicals in it. You're just letting it go, and
Nothing that like will, I mean, other than like conditioner, shampoo, that sort of,
yeah,
but not chemically altering your hair pattern in any way.
yeah,
Would be like going natural for the community. I mean, like we can go into like the politicalness of hair and like
sure,
how that white people have been natural forever. So, but for the black community, whether it was assimilation or, just not wanting to deal with your hair, um, going natural is still, I like to think, well, I don't want to think about it, but like I like to say that it's still like a thing, like it's still something that makes people like turn their head when you
mm,
just wearing your hair the way that it grows out of your scalp, which
yeah.
is very odd to think, but it is what it is.
So your mom was like inspired by you to like start rocking
Yeah,
natural.
to like rock her natural curl pattern and see what that was like.
Yeah,
So yeah, and ever since then I've been just in my bag with hair. Like hair is really like a part of like me and my hair have a relationship.
yeah,
Like I've gone long, I've gone short, I've gone colored, um, extended, wig. Like I've done it, and I want to do more.
mm-hmm.
But right now I'm just like I'm sort of in this place with my hair right now where I'm trying to get it to trying to find better products because um it's in a stage where it feels very kind of hard.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's like the water that's here or if it's just
Uh,
me like moving into another stage of my personhood.
mm-hmm.
Um, because I will say that like it is easy. I can tell that my body goes through a change by how my hair feels.
Oh, gotcha.
Like the same products that I've been using for like 2 or 3 years won't work anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I'll be like, okay, well, now it's time to figure out something else out, or maybe I can go back to that thing that I used to use or whatever
Mm-hmm.
like that. But yeah, my hair it is, I don't know if I want to say it's an extension of me so much as like it's just with me. Like I feel like it's it's like a husband or something. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like it doesn't even feel like it's me sometimes. It feels like something that I'm taking care of.
Yeah,
And I can tell when I'm doing a great job at it, it will give me like the ooh ah ah sensation. And then when I'm not taking care of it, it will be like, bitch, you get what you get.
yeah,
So yeah, it is I have a love affair with my hair, yeah.
yeah. I was trying to recall. I don't remember what style you were rocking when we met. I have this like image in my head of that photo of you in your
Thank you.
pledging class. Like you were in a very large class, and so I
Yeah.
remember that photo of you guys on the steps, and I remember you rocking your suit.
I'm
And I
trying to
can't
think.
remember what you were rocking. I want to say you were like had really short hair at that point.
I think I did have short hair. Um I think I had just cut it because I had started doing like a an S curl. The girls will know what the
Hmm.
S curl is. But I would do an S curl on my hair. Me and Dorian, ugh, girls, we would be in my dorm room and she would be like, let me put an S curl in your hair. And she basically did it like a perm.
Yeah.
And basically it would just like change, it would loosen my curl a little bit. Which was fine. But I think she left it in too long one time, and pieces of it looked straight.
Yeah.
And I was like, this ain't the move, sis. Like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to look like I got a jerry curl, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I promptly cut it off. And I think that's when I started pledging.
Gotcha. I was
And
gonna say, I was like, I
so,
feel like I met you with short hair, and I feel like I never saw short hair on you after that. Like, I
yeah,
met you there, and it has been everything but ever since.
yeah, it definitely, because I knew that I wanted to grow it back out, so I just evened it all out. And
Yeah.
I remember it may have been like a little bitty afro when I first met you. Because
Okay.
I remember one time I was in your living room and we were watching something and I just twisted my hair up. Like
Oh.
while I was like hanging out with y'all, I just like it was twists all over my hair, but they were little bitty twists. So
Yeah.
like it wouldn't have been that long. So yeah, it makes
Gotcha.
sense. But yeah, I loved my hair and like I still do. It's very fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, hair journeys.
Yes. And for somebody it's
Oh no. Oh, the light's
oh
back. The light couldn't handle your glowing situation there.
well, we're gonna be right back. So
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back, everybody.
darkness.
Hey everybody, we're back.
We're back.
Tim, have you ever gotten a bad haircut? Like just end of the session, gutted, can't believe you went through with it, just soul crushed, bad haircut.
Every time I've switched a barber,
Oh no.
the first cut is always horrible.
Oh, really?
It just always is bad.
It's like a learning curve.
It's a learning curve in how I can describe it to them to make them understand.
Yeah.
Because I like for my hair not to look so done. Like I don't like for that like production.
Yeah, hard edges,
hard like
hard,
white
yeah.
lines and all that stuff. That's not me.
Yeah.
But no shade to people who are my age, but my hairline is there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I don't need it pushed back. Like
Is that
like,
a thing?
yeah. So I don't know if it's because maybe it's not there for most people. So like that's where their hairline starts. But I find that like barbers love to push my hairline back.
Oh, that's weird.
Like I naturally have maybe a 3 head, but like they love to make sure that I have a 4 head. And I'm like, no.
I've got a 5 head. Maybe.
I don't well I
Yeah.
feel like I have a 3 head. But they'll push it so that I can get the thing. And I'm like, girl.
No.
Like and my hairline does come like a little bit down. And he still kind of like cuts it back a little bit. And I'm just like, girl, let's do that. But it's not like the other people. Like other people will take a straight edge in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want all of that. I want it to look natural. Like it happened.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
my hair is growing and thick and full. But I do like see other people and it does look nice on them. It doesn't feel good for me.
I agree. I can appreciate the fact that there is a level of precision that you kind of go for to look well put together, right?
Yeah.
I can appreciate it. It's not something I generally find like compelling to my eyes. I do like a more natural approach to especially if I see somebody with like the perfect straight beard edges,
It just doesn't look.
I
It looks
can't.
Ken Dolly to me, and I
Yes,
don't.
it looks manufactured and produced, and it's like I don't.
It makes me feel like you're hiding something, and then I'm trying to figure out what you're hiding.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing is that perfect, and
no.
when it looks that way, it looks off. It's
And usually they are the ones that like break your heart, and like,
they're the ones carrying the baggage. Yeah,
and I just want to let people know that I'm naturally beautiful. Like, I don't need
yeah,
like everything put on my like hair. Like
yeah.
it.
I mean, I clean up my beard and stuff, or I'll pluck a random hair, but like I'm not. I don't have a ruler. I don't have,
No,
I'm
it's
just, I try to keep it somewhat,
yeah. I
yeah.
actually even like in my community we call them baby hairs. I like baby hair. Like I like to swoop. Like I like the when it gets long enough to like swoop and stuff like that. And not listen, everything in moderation. These people have doilies on their faces, and that's not cute. But a little swoop here and there
Sure.
is cute for me.
Yeah.
But I feel as though men don't they don't like edges. Like
Yeah.
they don't like edges, and I'm like, girl, I have them. I never want my body to be like, oh, you don't want them. You always pushing them back. So
Yeah.
there they go. Yeah.
Do you have a hair, like a bad haircut memory that like stands out from the others?
Um, that. Um, I can't. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yes. So
Okay.
there was one time that I went to this white lady.
Sure.
First mistake.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I cut black hair all the time." People, I want you to know that there are different type, just like there are different types of white people with different types of hair textures. There's different types of hair textures with black people, and not all of us are Tracy Ellis Ross out here. Some of us are, Ethel Merman, or people from Good Times. Some of us have tight textured hair,
Yeah.
and if this light doesn't stay on, I'm going to go insane. Um, it's raining, people, so I have to use a light because the sun is not out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're just gonna get this. So, um, yeah, I went to her. She was like, "Oh yeah," and then she asked me. She was like, "Do you mind if I straighten your hair?" And I was like, "Yes, I do."
She asked if she could straighten
Yeah,
your hair.
yeah.
Oh God.
That was strike three.
Yeah.
Then when she started pulling my hair and cutting and pulling and cutting,
Tim. When and
needless
where
to
was
say,
this?
this was when I was in Richmond trying to find a barber.
This happened. Oh my God.
Mhm. It was bad. Some would say it was dark times.
Yeah.
Um,
Could you imagine if I walked into a barber and they said, "Do you mind as part of your haircut process, I perm your hair?" Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like no, I didn't ask you about that. I didn't tell you that yet. No,
yeah. I'm
no.
like, but the thing about it was like, you could have just said, no, I don't know how to do this texture of hair. That's the problem with a lot of like hair people.
Yeah.
It's like their pride gets in the way.
Hmm.
Just say, no, I don't know how to do your hair.
Right.
Don't give me like this. And that goes for a lot of things in this way. Just say, no, I can't do it. Or
Yeah.
don't, like I am a I am a very like nice person. You can tell me no, and there's so many up. There's so many. Listen, I'm in my dark era. If you can't see, so we can go there if you want to go there. But since we're not.
That was for your old comment on the previous episode that's coming up. That
Anyway,
uh-huh.
I just want to let you know that, the light is coming to get what the darkness has taken.
Sure.
Um, Before this light goes off again, no, I hated the cut nonetheless. It was PC. I ended up having to just shave it all off.
I think I remember the dramedy of that.
Yeah. And it was fine. It ended up being one of those things where like I found the barber that I went to for a long time, and we fixed it, and I ended up going blonde. So that was a good time. So thank you, white lady, Trisha, or whatever your name was.
Your blonde era was very memorable.
Yeah, it was a good time. I will say, like most gays, it was because I was going through things. Like I was going through a change.
Yeah.
So the blonde era for most queer people is always something. But I do think I'm gonna go back blonde as I say that.
You wear it well.
Thank you. What about you? What are your bad haircuts other than today? Right now.
Well, no, yeah. So for those not watching the video, I got a haircut a couple days ago, and I go to a specific place, a place that I like that I've never gotten a bad barber. And this time I went in and I said specifically I wanted it short. It's always, whenever I leave here, it's sometimes too long, but I'm too nervous to say anything. So if you can make sure it's short, she's like, I got you. And then I left feeling like I didn't get a haircut. Is how I was just so mad. And then somebody else came in as she was finishing up with me with her child and said that she had given him a bad haircut and she needed to fix his hair.
Ooh.
Like a true Karen moment. And so I didn't feel comfortable on the back end of my haircut saying, by the way, before you fix his, could you fix mine? It was just a shitty situation. So,
girl, you a shitty cutter.
Yeah, I was.
You know what? Say their names, so don't nobody else have to go through this.
I wish I hadn't blocked her out of my brain already. She's already gone. So maybe
let's help our brothers and sisters out here.
If I think of it before then, I'll say it. But no, so when we were in Radford, I was going through one of my. I wanted to go through another blonde phase.
Yes.
So I went to a place to get my hair colored, and this seemingly very kind young lady was like, yeah, no, well, she did the thing where she puts the tin foil in to like really, really go in on it, which I'd never done before. And she put me under the heat. Yeah. And I was like, this is whatever you got to do to get me blonde. I want to go blonde.
Not the heat, though.
The heat. And let me tell you, before I went in, I had always done my own bleach. Like I always like bathroom, put it in whatever, and it's always been fine. But
you have short hair. Like the heat from your scalp is enough.
Well, she thought it would help further the process. So went through the dye job of like an hour. And then when she took everything out, I was tiger orange.
Oh,
so like really, really, really orange, which can happen depending on the brand and how long you leave it in. Like sometimes you got to do another run through. But I could tell
also
she was taking it
that you use.
Yeah, exactly. I could tell by her expression that what was happening was not what she had intended. And she's like, okay, well, let's just do another treatment. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, because I'm not leaving here I didn't come in here for like clown orange. I wanted like blonde. White blonde. I was going for my Malfoy phase.
You were going for like full on Ice Elven.
Yeah, and I was given Ronald McDonald. So I was like, I'm ready for
not Ronald.
Whenever we're ready to do this. And so she put me back under there. And Tim, it was that situation where it was multicolored. It was like the bottom was still dark orange, the tips had gotten a little blonde.
Short hair. You're not going to be able to do those damn foils correctly.
She was beside herself because she obviously didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know what she was doing wrong. And I'm sitting there like 2 hours in to like something I'm supposed to pay for with orange multicolor hair. Um, and yeah, so I didn't want to sit there anymore. I was like, I'm leaving, I'm done. She's like, you don't have to pay. I'm like, I know.
Oh,
And so I
girl,
left.
that was
Yeah,
not
not in question.
that was not the argument.
So it was actually flipped. It was like the roots were really blonde, but the top was really dark. So I went home and I did my little M&M in the mirror and I just buzzed my head and I had like really white like hair on the scalp. And I was like, I'll just rock this for a little bit and let it grow out.
Did you take a picture on Facebook
Oh, I'm sure I documented it. Yeah.
where you were like this or something like that?
Yeah, that was for my Carl Slate Project album.
Okay.
That was before this. That was that was an earlier moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So, maybe just I think the moral of my story is like I need to find somebody I trust. That's what I don't do. I've lucked out because I'm fortunate enough that a lot of mostly competent hair salon people feel comfortable with my type of hair.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also somebody like the worst case scenario, I can just cut it really short, and I don't look the worst with really short hair. Or
I love you, buzz cut.
Yeah, I can do that okay. So like worst case scenario, I never look the worst, but I've definitely just had a few recently where I'm like, I just need to find somebody that gets what I'm going for, or that even that I trust to do something. Like you can be creative and leave it along something. I trust you to do it because you know my hair. So
or you at least know like what would look good on my head.
Yeah. Those guys at High Point, like I remember I went in there the first time and I told him I wanted to do my hard part on my left, where I always got it done. And he looked at me and he's like, your hair doesn't grow that. Your spiral doesn't, you should, if you want to do that, it should be on your right side because the way your hair naturally. Yeah. He gave me a 101 on my own hair that no one had ever given me. Mm-hmm. I was like, and no one's ever spoken to me about my hair and like how, like, if I'm going to wear it a certain way, it grows this way. And like, you might want to think about it. I'm like, oh, thanks. I just, people just do what I've told them and try to make it work. You know?
See, that's the difference between a stylist and like an artist.
Yes.
Like, somebody who actually cares about their craft and like cares about what they're going to put out there in the world.
Yeah.
Like a stylist just wants to do whatever's going to make you happy. It's enough to pay them.
Yeah.
And like an artist really like cares about your experience in the world.
Yeah. And putting you out there in a good way. And I'm gonna have to go back to High Point and check them out. They're just so, I've also been spoiled, Tim. Like my haircuts don't usually cost a lot. Because again, privilege and hair type. Yeah. So like go into a place where it's like $60-$70 to get a haircut. I'm like,
but it's $60 or $70 because they tell you
because you look
like that.
You're gonna love the way you look.
Yeah. And it's gonna like go with your natural life.
Very much so. Yeah, I'm gonna give him another shot. In the last few minutes, Tim, let me ask you: has there ever been like a hairstyle like you wish you could have rocked, or that you kind of jealous, maybe not jealous, but that you kind of dream like one day you could do or be patient enough to get done?
So I am very jealous of Rihanna and everything that she does. Like all the hairs, all of it, the years that she's like, there's one particular picture that I put on Facebook years ago when I actually tried the red that I tried. Shout out to Lisa. She helped me put it in.
Lisa?
Yeah. Yeah. That was years ago. But I wanted Rihanna red hair.
Yeah.
And it's like this. It was just this really long, it was clearly a wig.
Yeah.
But like it went down to like
from her loud era, 2010.
Yeah, it was the loud era, but like she had so many styles of that. It was the red, but it was a different style. And I just don't, because of my head shape, I don't do well with straight hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good on me, but I wish to God that it did.
Yeah.
The way I would be stomping down East Main Street, Radford, Virginia, with red hair in that snow and like that black, like a black, like, I would kill it.
Want
Like,
you to make me feel.
oh, like I'm the only girl in the world. Yeah, because I am.
Yeah,
Um,
be that
but
bitch.
yeah, so I envy those people who can rock like straight hairstyles,
Hmm.
because it does not look good on me. But I love curly hair anyway. But what
Yeah,
about you? What?
I'm the same. I wish I mean I also know that my head shape does not allow like my hair shape and hair style. I my hair doesn't grow long. Like when it's gotten long, it goes out. It gets
Yeah,
kind of
it's
puffy and thicker.
swirly.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't have the patience to grow it
Mhm.
out. Like it hits my ears and it
Yeah.
starts hanging over, and I'm like, I gotta get a cut. But part of me wishes I was patient enough to like at least once in my life have a little bit of longer hair, just to
Hmm.
see what it looks like.
I mean,
Like
could look like Brad Pitt.
I mean, that's the other thing. There are so few men with hair that long that I'm like, yes. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the
Yeah.
Fabio long flowing locks that
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
into. I don't like thick manes like that on dudes. I never have. Like it's like Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz, in any hairstyle he ever wanted to rock.
Just Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny
Just,
Kravitz in general. But whether he's got his long locks, he's got
or his
short,
cock ring out. Like,
rocking a blanket for a
yeah.
scarf. But I just don't have a lot of examples of guys with long hair where I'm like that all day, and so
It's
I don't
always
know
like a
why.
man bun situation with most dudes with hair.
That
Like,
was the one. Do you remember? Do you remember my short-lived man
yeah,
bun
I remember
situation?
you doing that for a while.
I let it grow a little long, and then I had to cut it short, and I said leave the top alone. I want to style it, and it had gotten so long through the next one that I had enough to pull back,
Mm.
and I was like, I was feeling myself for a minute. I'm like, got my little hair bun in the back.
Yes.
It did not look great on me in hindsight, but I wish I had enough
It
patience
was
with it.
giving cute 4-year-old toddler. I
So
was
cute
like,
for you to a little,
oh,
yeah, little bun up top. Uh, hair. You love to see it.
ugh. Hair everywhere, hair any color, hair any brand. No, actually, no.
No,
Um,
none of that.
don't get just any brand because some of it is actual horse hair, and that's not good for the horses. Um,
Or your life.
but very true. I've always loved like extensions and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
always had like little braids and stuff like that. You can go on my Instagram maybe and find some of that shit if you want to look. But if you're not looking at the YouTube, you probably don't even want to see that. So
Can I ask you? Do you have any opinion about uh, people who I've heard and listened to other podcasters talk about, particularly Black women's hair and extensions, and trying to look a certain way to have longer hair or straighter hair as they deal with those types of extensions, and
mm,
whether or not they are catering to white culture or trying to look a certain way and not rock their natural hair. Do you have
um,
do you have like a hard opinion on that at all?
I will say when it comes to like extensions and like, well, when it comes to like braids and twists and things of that nature, it's
Yeah,
more along the lines of like a protective style that uh some cultures just have to do because to have your hair out all the time, it lends itself to breakage and
yeah,
things that like just other cultures don't have to deal with.
yeah,
So when it comes to that, like having protective styles and wanting them to look good is not like bad. So
yeah,
like you're not gonna like yes, you could have a little bit of like hair added to your regular length, but it just why not have it down to your ass? Like
right,
if it
right,
looks good, like why not? When it comes to like wigs and weaves and stuff like that, a lot of people have had to use those in order to assimilate into white culture,
yeah,
in order to get jobs, in order to have a certain life that they want. And I mean, if that's what you have to do to get what you need to get, then do that. Like,
yeah,
um, but I will say because the Crown Act that has been recently put into law, where you can't discriminate based on what somebody's hair looks like. Uh, I'm very happy to see people wear their hair how it naturally grows outside of their head.
Yeah.
Um, on the other side, there are, people of other cultures who wear wear their hair in um in other ethnical ways, uh like dreads and other
Mhm.
things that maybe is a black culture thing or just a culture of um people who have that type of hair texture that can handle that.
Mhm.
And all I say to that is if you look dumb, you look dumb. So
Yeah.
if you want to look stupid with a bunch of glue and shit in your hair, then do that. But my hair naturally like dreads up. If I don't do anything to it, it will naturally dread up. Like,
Yeah.
but some people I've seen some other cultures that look great with dreads, and then other people who I'm like that's stupid. Like, and if that's what you want to look like, go for it. Um,
I always have this image of Adele with the box braids, you know?
yeah, and I'm just like, listen, Adelian, um, you saw what you looked like, and you changed accordingly. So
Just in time for your residency, baby. All good.
I'm just saying, go easy on me. So,
Easy on my baby. We'll be
yes.
right back, everybody.
Bye. We're
Back,
back.
everybody.
So at the end of this podcast, you know what we do.
That's right.
You got some shout outs, Bear?
I do. Shout out to Galen Lacey. We had a call with them this week to discuss our Iceland vacation in November.
Ooh, na, da, 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 da.
We're going to the Black Sand beaches where that was filmed. Yes, we are.
Yes.
So excited. Yeah, we talked with him. We're planning our vacation for my 40th, and we booked our tickets to the Blue Lagoon, which it's one of the main things that pops up on Iceland if you search anything about it on YouTube.
It's always like a bunch of people in that blue water that looks hot.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a man-made thermal pool, and I'm just so excited just to get in there and get my face scrub, and I'm so happy.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
You should grow your hair out so you can look like Jon Snow.
Okay, so I'm one of the. I guess I'm like part of the 10% of the population that is uninterested in Jon Snow.
No, I'm not interested in him. Like how he look. Like I don't want to fuck him, but like
okay.
Just having the moment of like I'm Jon Snow in Iceland.
I'd rather get the Ronald McDonald hair back and be the redheaded guy for a minute than be Jon Snow, which is fine.
I can see you. I can see you being redheaded.
Yeah, I could do that.
And put redheaded beard. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah. So shout out to them, and Iceland's coming sooner rather than later. So super excited about that.
Oh, shout out to y'all.
What you got a shout out for?
Well, I'm gonna shout out my friend Corey.
Corey.
Yes. We went to brunch and had like kiki time, and it was cute. And shout out to you, Olivia. I love you very much.
Aww.
Y'all don't listen to this, but it's whatever. But yes, Olivia is my newfound niece. But yes.
Nice.
What are you living for?
What am I living for this week? I had something else, Tim, and then you reminded me during one of our breaks. I'm living for Dungeons and Drag Queens.
Ah, yes!
It's so good. It's so much fun.
I love Gertrude. I love Twyla. I'm living for Princess. and I'm lusting as always after, Monet Exchange's character. I don't forgot her name, but
Oh yeah, Trevane. I can't remember, but yeah, it's so much fun because, as you know, my partner in crime, he doesn't really have much interest in drag culture. It's not,
mhm,
just not really his thing. He just doesn't really participate.
that's his
And
prerogative. Yes.
yeah, and he is a huge D&D person, which
Mhm.
again I appreciate from afar for the most part.
It's
Appreciation
it's an
of.
investment.
Yes, yeah, lots of time, lots of creativity, and but not my go-to thing. And then they announce Dungeons and Drag Queens, and now me and his worlds have collided, and
Worlds have collided.
collided, and we are sitting here watching some of our favorite drag queens participate in a
Yes.
D&D storyline, and this shit is long as hell. It like
Actually, like really favorite, actually.
yeah, no,
Like
our top
the
two are
favorite
like
girls.
yeah, it's
I love
awesome.
Alaska. I love Jujubee.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I live for Bob and Monet.
Yeah. There. It's everything. And Brennan, the DM, is just he's great with them. Redheaded straight boy
Yeah.
with a good sense of humor. Um, he's
He
not.
doesn't like just mull over the gay shit. Like he's like, okay.
He's in
He's
it.
like, I'm
Like
down.
there's no awkwardness about like the punchlines are not anything to do with their drag or their queerness. Like
Yeah, they're
he is
fucking
just
chipmunks. It's weird.
the chipmunk voice. If you know, you know. And anyway, yeah, Dungeons and Drag Queens. It's going to give us hours, literal hours of entertainment over the next few weeks. So check it out. It's on Dropout TV, and Dimension 20 which is a very popular D&D group and podcast that Brennan, one of the DMs, is doing it. So check it out. It's so much fun.
And if anybody has a dropout account that they would love to like allow me to use for this and this only, I would love it.
Get your
If
boy up.
not, then I understand.
Tim, what's making you live this week?
Anus. No.
Oh,
What's making me live this month or this week is the fact that I, had a little bit of energy this morning after sleeping for almost 24 hours.
whew.
And I got up and cleaned my bathroom and my kitchen. And if you're in your 30s, you know how much of a like mental awakening that gives you to like just have a clean space.
Yeah.
It feels good. And yeah, so I'm living for my energy boost and also for the Dungeons and Drag Queens that I
Yeah.
saw. The first
Oh,
episode is on YouTube if you just want to check it out.
yeah, yeah. If you're not down for getting it just yet, check it out on YouTube. The first episode's up there. If anybody would like to talk to us or send us a message, you can email us at
At wearecubandchub at gmail.com. That is WECUBANDCHUB at gmail.com.
I think you just spelled we Cub and Chub, but it's we are Cub and Chub.
So I want to let everybody know that it's WEARECUBANDCHUB at gmail.com. I can spell.
That's right, and I'll put it in our description too on the podcast. So if you guys need it, it's there for you as well.
I mean, if you didn't get it, then you just,
Yeah, if you can't spell like Tim can spell, that's on you.
I had a speak and say.
Oh my god, no. Tim, where can people find us?
You can find us anywhere you can find full-time Poppy, otherwise known as Diego Grant. Those who know. You can find him or us on Twitter. You can find him or us on Instagram, on the TikToks. But most importantly, you can find us at cubandchub.com.
Woot woot.
And you can also find me at your
Oh,
local grocery store.
that's
So,
right. Just waiting for you, baby. Tim's just waiting for you. It's fine.
waiting for you to pay my checkout fees.
Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Love you.
I love you too.
Everybody have a good week. We'll see you next time, okay?
Bye.
This is content. Okay. This. All right, everybody, we'll catch you up real quick. We're talking about some of the things that India Aria said, and also Kiki Palmer's boyfriend, Darius,
I think his name is Darius.
has said this weekend, and the ridiculousness of it. Can you imagine, Tim? Let's talk about Mr. Darius real quick. Can you imagine being in a space where you get the benefits of your partner's wealth,
Yeah.
access, and
Yeah. Kiki
all these-
Palmer is America's sweetheart.
we love her, and you are dating her, and you get access to all these things that she has, assuming that there's some shared thing there, but you get to go out to nice dinners, you get to meet famous people, you get to you get all these things, but you don't get the fame aspect where it's like you're recognized, people are hounding you. You can be,
I didn't know what he looked like until that day.
no, you could be quiet and happy and not have all this heat on you.
And not only that, you get to have the opinion that you are a good guy.
We don't know you from
We
nobody.
don't know nothing about you other than what Kiki has been saying.
Right. Benefit of the doubt. You seem like you must. If Kiki's dating you, you must be a decent human being.
And she said, I love my man, my man, my man, my man. And we're like, good for Kiki. She got a man. And we love you because of it.
She sure got a man. She got a whole
and
ass
just
asshole.
just because Chili's ex-boyfriend
Oh no!
decided to roll up on her, talking about it's 7 o'clock on the dot.
I just, again, the moral of the story is you could just shut the fuck up.
Just shut up.
Just shut up.
And you know what? I'm not telling you to shut up in the sense of like you can't say this. You just shouldn't say it online.
No, have your opinion. We all have an
Absolutely.
opinion.
Call your girlfriend.
Call your girlfriend, call your buddy.
Just like you got on your Twitter app, you could have got on that phone app
yeah.
and said 8999kikipalmer.com and said, hey girl, what are you doing with your ass out? And she would have said, I have titties that are milking your child. Wait, I have titties that are feeding your child.
Let's go with that one. Yes, yes.
Shut your black mouth. But like, and he should have said, I
those
get it.
listening to the audio, Tim said, shut your black mouth, not me.
First of all, I did not say a word when it came to black issues. That's my things.
That's right. I know. I know
But-
how to keep my mouth shut.
See? After I have trained him, Bear has now understood to keep his mouth shut.
That's right. We went through a regiment. There was a school.
Yes. Not everything has to go online. You don't have
really
to post
doesn't.
everything. Every thought does not have to come out.
No.
And I think we have a problem with that. It's like you bypassed your girlfriend's number.
You went straight to everybody but her.
Yeah. All because somebody wanted to get jiggy with it or whatever. No, that's Will Smith. I don't know.
It's okay. He wanted to
He wanted to usher in a new
there we
era
go. Thank you.
of generation.
He wanted it his way.
Yeah.
My way, but anyway.
Yeah. He wanted
either
to
way.
usher Raymond in. And that's fine. Like, it's a part of his act. Ooh, famous person. Stand them up. Sing to them. Oh, okay. And then did somebody come up to you and say, yo, you can't be letting your girl do that? And did you actually let that penetrate your brain? Like, that's what I'm asking. You had everything. You had a woman who didn't need your finances, a woman who's not out here, cheating on you, making you, do things that you didn't want to do, emasculating you in any way, shape, or form, really. And also making you look like the good guy in every situation
Yeah.
possible. You had a black womaning on your side. Like, and you chose to do this. Because truly, y'all just hate black women. That's what it is.
What
It's
is
like,
it, Tim? What is it, Tim?
y'all hate black women. Y'all hate their joy. You hate the presence of their strength. And you want to attack them. You want to keep them subdued and down on your level. Well, guess what, girl? We don't go that low. We don't. So stop your mess. Start communicating in your fucking relationships.
Yeah. Let this be a lesson that you communicate with your partner. If you're insecure or have questions, go to them. Don't publicly try to humiliate them, especially when you're not in any position to do that. That's even besides the point, but you have no bargaining power here. You are just you're nobody.
And what she had on wasn't even that big of a deal. Girl, I've seen that at like proms. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal.
I loved it.
Really matter.
So
it doesn't really matter what she had on. Like,
no.
She was feeling herself and she went out. She looks good.
She went to an Usher show and did what millions of other people at an Usher show would do in the same situation.
Because I just want to let you know, I would have my titties up.
Yeah. I don't even like Usher like that. And I would definitely get up on that stage and let him do whatever. I mean.
Listen, it would be a climax, all right. But like,
dive! Or whatever that's like.
Yes, it would be that.
Yeah, so just guys, own up to your feelings, talk to your partners, and stay offline.
I just need y'all to have therapists. Like, I need y'all to have like real friends who y'all really talk to.
Who you could have gone to for this, and somebody could have smacked you upside your head and said, you're doing too much.
Just, you're fucking it up. You're fucking this up.
You are dating Keke Palmer. You have had a child with her. You
have all this access. You could be on KTV. Like, you are dating True Jackson VP, girl.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Okay. Actually, fuck it up because she don't deserve this. She really doesn't.
No, I'm sure we'll have another update about her really, really taking care of that baby and dating other people.
So. You know what? Run away, love. Run away, love. Yes. Do that.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.